Dear students, welcome to our class on Gramin, Krishi, Mausam, Seva, GKMS 2. Gramin, Krishi, Mausam, Seva, GKMS 2. In this class, we try to discuss and understand on objectives of GKMS. With what objectives the Gramin, Krishi, Mausam, Seva is functioning. Second thing, current status. What is the current status of Agromet advisory services, which are now extended up to 690 districts, 690, okay, through 130 Agromet fields. That's what is the current status we discussed. Third one is the scope of a standard operating procedure. India is a vast country. Several states are there. Several districts are there. In the districts, depending upon the state, we call them as sub-districts, we call them as the blocks, we call them as MANDAL, mandal, okay, system. In Andhra Pradesh, we call it as the mandal system. So, what is the scope to go and reach the farmer to the village level? That is finally how we get the data and products and their sources. Where do we get the data? IMD provides weather forecasting. Now, there is a need for three things: crop, soil, and animal information. We require this information. Then only farmer will have complete information on weather forecasting by IMD, crop information, a combination or amalgamation of these two. Now, see, in the first class of GKMS 1, we tried to understand in the year 1945, farmers' weather bulletins exclusively to serve the farming community. In the year 1945, farmers' weather bulletins were started issuing. Okay, IMD started issuing farmers' weather bulletins. As I said, Imperial Meteorological Department, later on after independence, India Meteorological. Then, after that, what happened? With the establishment of National Center for Meteorological Weather Forecasting in the year 2008, okay, excellent, wonderful information on Agromet advisory services. What is Agromet? A combination or amalgamation or an integration of weather information, weather forecast otherwise, plus Agromet. Agromet means crops, animals and everything. Now, so these things had happened. So this is how the slowly we started with our discussion. Presently, there are 130. Please remember, agroclimatic zone. In each of these agroclimatic zones, okay, AMFUs, Agrometeorological field units are there at the first tier level, and then at the district level, DAMU. Slowly, we are making a very good infrastructure at the second tier level. Then we go to the third level. Now, see, with this small background, I would like to share with you what are the objectives of GKMS. Generally, any scheme, okay, or Seva, we call it as. It is a Seva, it is a service. What we wanted to improve the present available information to benefit the farming community. That's it, okay, from there, okay. Second thing is, it's reach out to the farmers. How it reach out to the farmers, it has to be improved. In between, we need to have some sort of research and continuous research, So, on what? How this weather information, which is amalgamated with the crop information, and to maintain the crops disease and pest free, to protect the crops under the extreme weather conditions. So with this, this is the general idea of the objectives. Now, so these are divided into four. First one is to continuously improve. The objective, first objective of Gramin, Krishi, Mausam, Seva is to continuously improve the Agromet advisory services, okay, and extend them to the sub-district or block level, extending them up to sub-district or block to improve the Agromet advisory services and extending them to this level, to sub-district or block levels. To establish to establish district Agromet DAM use district Agromet units, and how the policy decision was that to locate them, okay, DAMUs we call it, district Agromet units in the Krishi Vignan Kendras of ICR across the country, okay. Of course, all this activity comes from Ministry of Earth Sciences. Now, second thing is to establish district Agromet advisory unit, district Agromet unit DAMUs complementarily with the already operating 130 Agromet field unit. In addition to 130 zonal level, agro climate zone level 130 Agromet field unit. Now 690, okay, district level Agromet units, DAMUs. This is section. First one is to improve Agromet advisory services and okay, to the level of a sub-district or block level. Second thing is to establish DAMUs. Third one is to expand the existing channels of communication. On this I worked, I developed two concepts, slate and pencil technique, communication. You know, in the villages, farmers' children study in the schools. So, if the headmaster or few teachers or a combination of headmaster and few teachers take interest, and if the district DAMUs send information to the schools, there they write on the slate, on the slates of the students, whatever the teacher says, the information that comes from the Agromet field units, or you can say DAMUs, when it reaches the teacher, if it is conveyed to the students, you know, those students are the children of the farmers. Just on the slate they will take home and they come. This is what one of the techniques I do, slate and pencil technique. Okay, it is a wonderful success in few villages on the pilot basis in my project. Again, so third one is, as I said, research and excellence. Research and excellence for what? In agrometeorology, in support of the targeted improvement to the operational services. Research and excellence. Research and excellence. There should be research. Then only, okay, we get the information and products that are required for the preparation of Agromet advisory service bulletins, AAB, Agromet advisory bulletins, to prepare them, research and excellence. So these are the four objectives. First one is to improve the present AAS, Agrometeorological advisory services, to establish the DAMUs, to expand the channels of communication. Fourth one, research and excellence. Now, the current status I have discussed with you. See, actually 3-tier structure is required. 2-tier structure is excellent as of now. 130 Agromet field units in how many? 130 agroclimatic zones. Excellent. Tier 1. Tier 2. 690 district Agromet units, DAMUs, okay, of them, okay, by 2020, 189 DAMUs were established in the year 2021-22, okay, the remaining things are going to be completed. At present, please note that through 130 Agromet field units, 690 DAMUs, okay, even though the infrastructure is slowly developing, 189 are already completed. Whole year break, 2,200 sub-district level, okay, Agromet advisory bulletins are being released. I repeat once again, through 130 Agromet field units, the current status, okay, current status, through 130 Agromet AMFUs, 690 DAMUs. How many? 2,200 sub-district or you can say block level AAB's services are now being disseminated to the farming community to protect their crop, to rear crop and animals in the best way. Now, what is the standard operating for any Seva, for any service or in any system? There is in the government, there is a standard operating procedure. So, what for the standard operating procedure, SOP generally we call it as, simply in preparation of AAS, Agromet Advisory Services Bulletins, in order to achieve certain objectives, okay, we prepare the Agromet Advisory Bulletin. it is a service, Agromet advisory service. We release a bulletin. In that, what we want to prepare and issue in time. We have target to issue on Tuesdays and Fridays, twice in a week, 5 days in advance we are giving. So, to issue in time, okay. And the second thing is to collect and organize information on weather at the district level or sub-district level, and weather information and what crop, animal and soils. Okay, crop, soil and animals. So we have to get that information. Standard operating procedure. Second thing is collection and organizing the information. Third one is the real-time verification of the weather forecast. How it is going on real time. The fourth one is the outreach and dissemination, whether it is reaching to the farmer at the village level or not. And finally, feedback. Right? To have good feedback and improve based on the feedback, there is a need for standard operating procedure. Now, I am very confident to say that there is an established system. Okay, standard operating procedure. There is an established system and established methodology. So, what is the methodology? Now we discuss under the data and product and their sources. What is the methodology? There is a methodology. We need to have the data. We need to have the products. So, what are those data and how we get it? Data we need for preparation of Agromet advisory bulletin to give better Agrometeorological services to the farming community. We need to prepare Agromet advisory bulletin. Now, so the main data required for preparation of Agromet bulletin is as follows. Number one, the format of the data collection. The format of the data collection. We should collect the data several times, I told. 4 things are there: weather information, crop information, soil information, whatnot, pests and diseases. In addition to any extreme weather is there. So again I repeat it, data we require and products of course and their sources from where we get it. So that we discuss. There is a standard procedure and format, SOP. Number one, what we are discussing? We are discussing the format for data collection. The format for data collection. Now, the first thing is daily observed weather parameters. We need to have, when we discuss numerical weather prediction also, there is a need for information. It is essential. Not need. It is essential that we should have the current status of the system. What is the current status of system of weather system? Current status of weather system is weather variable. What are the initial values? If we have the initial values for a domain, we can predict the weather like anything. That's why what we require first, even for the preparation of Agromet advisory bulletin also, what we require is the daily observed weather parameters. What are the daily? This is a standard format. It contains 15 columns. Very simple columns. So 15 columns are there. 1, date, standard week, rainfall, cumulative rainfall, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, relative humidity 1 in the morning, relative humidity 2 in the evening, wind speed in kilometers per hour, wind direction in degrees, cloud in octas, the weather condition, whether it is a stable or unstable condition, and sunshine hours. Yes, it is in hours. Bright sunshine, we call it bright sunshine hours, and soil temperature, and finally soil moisture. As I said, once again I would like to impress upon you that we need the information on weather and also soil, information and soil basically. Next one we discuss. So these are the 15. Once again, for your academic entry, you start from the standard date. Which district, which sub-district, which state. In this 15 points, there is a standard. Next one is the monthly and seasonal weather data. Monthly and seasonal weather data on what? First, monthly and seasonal. We have 4 seasons. There is a winter season, there is a pre-monsoon season, there is a monsoon season, and finally post-monsoon season. What is the winter season? January and February. What is the pre-monsoon season? March, April, May. What is the monsoon season? June, July, August, September. What is the post-monsoon season? October, November, December. Once again, for your academic interest, I would like to impress upon you, there are five distinct seasons we have mentioned. First one is the winter, January, February. Pre-monsoon, March, April, May. Monsoon, June, July, August, September, 4 months, and finally last 3 months, October, November, December are the winter. So in these, for the last 30 years, what is happening with reference to rainfall, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, relative humidity 1, relative humidity 2, wind speed in kilometers per hour, wind direction, okay, cloud cover, and general weather. So this is with reference to monthly and seasonal weather. First one is the weather and the soil information. Weather and soil information. The third one is the report on the extreme weather events. Please note that extreme weather events are also essential. Even though we cannot stop, we can mitigate. We cannot stop the extreme event, but we can mitigate the adverse effect of that weather event. Now, here the format for the report on the extreme weather event is, there are 8 columns: year, month, date, Met subdivision, state, okay, station, district or block, realized weather, duration, for how much of duration. So on the extreme weather, what are the extreme weather events? Hails, even the size of the hails, thunder, dust storm, fog or gale. So these are the extreme weather. That information is also required under what? Data and products. From there, these are the sources. The last one is the report on impact of the weather event also has to be there. Report on the impact. So, name of the extreme weather, type and intensity, duration, crops, area affected, nature and intensity of the damage to the crops or animals. Finally, the data on crop condition, stage, pest and disease. This is very important. Weather forecast amalgamated or integrated with the crop condition. Now, see here the date, standard week, crop stage, in which stage the crop is there, vegetative, reproductive or maturity, or finally harvesting and transporting, which stage. Crop condition, pest and disease, severity of incidence. If it is a pest or disease, what is the severity? Severity is more or less or moderate. So this is what in the Gramin, Krishi, Mausam, Seva, with the objectives, what is the current status, what is the scope of or need for a standard operating procedure, data and products. Data, again, I would like to impress upon you that data is required on weather of that particular state, district or subdivision of that, DAMUs or DAMUs, or you can say AMFUs, wherever it is there. So, crop conditions, whether it is vegetative phase, reproductive phase, maturity phase, pests and diseases are there, what is the severity of it. So, this information is basically required for, to give better Agromet advisory services to the farming community. This is what I would like to discuss with you in this class. We continue in the next class. Thanking you for your patient hearing.